Why build an online program or coaching business in 2024? In this video, we're going to delve into the top 12 reasons why you're making the right decision in choosing online education as your path to success in 2024. Reason number 1, rapidly growing demand. The self-education industry is set to reach a $1 trillion market value by 2030, and according to Forbes.com, it's already at $1 billion a day. So if you've ever wanted to teach a skill or share your knowledge with the world, there has seriously never been a better time to get started. And don't worry about whether anyone will buy your online program. I did a whole video on why people will buy from you, which I'll link at the end of this video if you want some reassurance. So if you think about traditional education, it has been around for hundreds of years, right? And the system has barely ever changed. People are now forced to pay tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars for a degree where they aren't even guaranteed a job or more income by the end of it. For most degrees, you could go through 3 or 4 years of study and finish without a job placement and be left with a 6-figure debt. Pretty wild when you think about it. This is why so many people are turning to the internet to learn new things. And when you compare the cost of an online program to going to school or college, even if the program is a few $1,000s, all of a sudden the cost seems so insignificant. What I just gave you here is called pricing contrast. You can leverage this to emphasize the difference in pricing between a college degree and your program to make your program appear more affordable in comparison, even though the price never changed. But moving on, you can learn just about anything online these days, and it's so easily accessible. All someone needs is the internet and a device to access the internet on. These are the only 2 requirements needed to take a program online. Think about how many more requirements are needed to attend a school at a physical location. You need a means of transport, you have to sacrifice a ton of time traveling and commuting to a physical location, you need big ass expensive textbooks and many other accessories. You need to be focused 100% of the time, otherwise you might miss important things, because most schools don't record their classes, so it's not like you can go back and rewatch them. You have to pay outrageous amounts of money, and most people have to go into debt to be able to afford it. Can you start to see why online learning is becoming so fucking popular? This increasing popularity and the ease of access across the globe is what's causing this surge of demand in the self-education space. So you can either choose to ride this growth wave and grab your slice of that soon-to-be $1 trillion pie, or you can sit back and watch others take that slice. It's your call. In less than 7 years, it's projected to reach $2.7 billion per day, which is just fucking nuts. Think about that. Number 2, extreme scalability. Before we dive into the scalability of online programs, let's first define what scalability means. Scalability refers to the ability of a system to handle increasing amounts of work without compromising its performance or requiring significant changes to its infrastructure. So think about a restaurant. Is that a highly scalable business? No, it's not. Because think about what has to happen every time you open a new restaurant location. You have to buy or lease a venue, you have to buy tables, chairs, crockery, cutlery, cooking utensils, food, you have to pay for water, gas, maybe you'll have to paint or buy stoves, ovens, kettles, etc. You also have to hire an entire team to run the venue. These are all overhead costs you have to account for when scaling a restaurant and opening new locations. You'll lose out every time you open a new location, and in many cases it'll be months to years before you start turning a profit again. This is not a scalable business. But on the other end of the spectrum, look at an online course, for example. You can sell your course or program to as many people as there are humans that have access to the internet, which as of right now is 5.16 billion active users. You don't have to buy new locations to expand, you don't need to hire entire teams, you don't have to buy expensive equipment and so on. The only things you need to account for when you really start to onboard people is a CRM software and maybe some virtual assistants. I mean, if you have a coaching program where you coach people one-on-one or in a small group, you may have to hire some new coaches when you scale or expand, but compared to buying a building and the 101 other things that come with a restaurant, it's fuck all in the grand scheme of things, right? So you essentially get paid year-round for the work you did once, minus a few program updates here and there, etc. This is a scalable business. Number 3, the traditional schooling system is broken and out of date. Most of the stuff we're talking about here is not spoken about in the schooling system. Traditional schools won't teach you any of the high income skills, none that I'm aware of here in Australia anyway. High income skills include things like copywriting, closing, outsourcing, leadership, online course creation, investing, sales funnel creation, etc. They teach you only what you need in order to become a good worker, not a business owner or entrepreneur. This is another reason why people will pay for your online program. I developed almost all my skills and knowledge through online courses, programs, mentorships, masterminds, etc. for a fraction of the cost of a university or college. The following is something I'd learned from a mentor of mine, which I'd never given thought to until he said this to me. He said, "The reason the school system doesn't teach you entrepreneurship, high income skills, or even how to manage money is because the hierarchy want workers, not business owners or entrepreneurs. Why? Because workers do the work for the hierarchy and keep their net worth high, whereas owners work for themselves to grow their own net worth. So the system was built to create workers. They don't want you to be smart with money because that doesn't create good workers. They want you to just be comfortable enough so you don't quit." This, in my eyes, makes so much sense because no school, college, or university will teach you any of the high income skills I just mentioned. And most students that graduate from those schools spend the rest of their lives trying to repay their debt, and some don't even end up making any more money than they could have without the degree. And I can almost guarantee you that most of those schools won't teach you how to monetize what you already know through online programs. Nor will they teach you how you can make an impact or earn money while working from your laptop as you vacation around the world. Now let's say you have a program that is going to total 3 months in length. Let's just use 3 months as an example here. This program is going to teach you to become a professional filmmaker and then how to monetize that skill. Think about how long a university or college degree takes. Let's say it's 4 years. In 1/16 of the time it takes to complete a degree, you can learn to create, film, and launch your own filmmaking business and still have another 45 months to perfect your skills and learn many other additional high income skills that can complement one another, increasing your chances of success for a fraction of what it'd cost to get a degree. In addition, you get to earn while you learn, which is incredibly valuable as almost all degrees make you pay to learn. Even if it takes you a whole year to start making any money with this filmmaking startup, that's still a quarter of the time it'd take to finish a basic university degree, and you'd be left without the $100,000 debts. The example I've just given you here is a time contrast, the same principle as pricing contrast. Another tool you can leverage to emphasize the time to result difference between your program and a school to make your program appear more enticing. Number 4, gain more money and more leverage. There are 11 effective ways you can leverage an online program to make more money and grow a business, which is crazy. Many believe the only way to monetize or leverage an online program is to directly sell it to your audience, but I'm here to tell you there are 10 other overlooked ways you can leverage an online course or program that people don't think about. I have an entire video on these other 10 strategies which I'll link in the description below. It's worth a watch once we're done here. Number 5, create freedom. Building an online program has the potential to make you free. I'm not going to guarantee you'll become free from your online program because 1, people have different definitions of free. 2, there are many other factors that come into play, like if you incorporate one-on-one coaching or other hands-on interactive experiences for your students. And 3, your work ethic, economic conditions, effort and sacrifice, all these things come into play as well. However, an online program is probably the best bet in regards to what most people believe freedom is. So I have defined freedom as having 2 core parts. I use these 2 things to identify if someone is truly free. So the first part is having the option. What I mean by this is having the option to work or not to work, having the option to travel or not to travel, having the option to buy a new house or a new car, etc. True freedom is having the option to do the things that you want to do. And the second part of freedom is being able to live on your own schedule. So many of you are probably living life on someone else's schedule right now, whether that be working for a boss, working for the government to pay taxes, working for the bank to pay back your mortgage. Whoever it is that you're working for, you're confined to their schedule. And what's even worse is you're probably only working to make ends meet and having to work for so long to earn your holiday hours, or having to ask for permission to take a fucking vacation or visit your grandma across country. This is living life on someone else's schedule, not your own. So the second part of freedom is being able to live on your schedule. Work when you want, go to the gym when you want, take coaching calls or meetings at times that suit you, etc. So combine both having options and being able to live on your schedule and you have freedom. So with online education, you become the boss of your own content, schedule, and creative decisions. You choose what to teach, how to structure your course, when to update it, and so on. You have the power to mold your program into your own vision. This level of autonomy allows you to work on your terms and pursue your passion while impacting the lives of others. Now, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, it will be work, especially in the beginning. But if you can make some sacrifices now and not just put in the work, but actually do what is required now, you will have a greater chance of reaching your goals and achieving freedom. The short-term effort is worth the long-term result every day of the fucking week. Reverse the roles, it's your life and your schedule. Number 6, establish authority. Imagine you're a fitness enthusiast with a passion for helping people get in shape and lead healthier lives. You decide to create an online fitness course where you share your knowledge, workout routines, nutrition tips, etc. So as your online course gains traction, you start to establish yourself as an authority figure in the fitness world. And here's how it happens. So in your course, you're not just showing people how to train or do specific exercises, you're explaining the science behind different workouts, how they target different muscle groups, and why they are effective and so on. Your students will then start to perceive you as someone who truly understands the mechanics of fitness and can guide them towards their goals. And anyone who can influence or persuade people to achieve a specific goal is going to be seen as an authority figure. Now, as students follow your workout plans and start to see positive changes in their physical appearances and energy levels, they begin to trust your expertise and realize that your stuff actually fucking works. So through the course videos, written materials, and other interactive elements, you're not just a face on the screen, you're a coach and a mentor who genuinely cares about each student's progress. Your ability to address questions, provide guidance, and offer personalized advice further solidifies your authority status as well. Number 7, high profit margins. So what is a profit margin? Imagine a profit margin as a slice of pie that illustrates how much money a company keeps from its sales after covering all the costs of making and selling its products or services. Think of the entire pie as a business's total revenue. Now picture this pie being divided into 2 pieces. One piece is going to a 300-pound bodybuilder, and the other is going to a 150-pound teenager. So in this analogy, the bodybuilder represents a company's profits, and the teenager represents the company's costs. So because the bodybuilder weighs 150 pounds more, they need a lot more food, aka more profit, to sustain themselves. So ideally, you want as much of the pie as possible to go to the bodybuilder, representing profits. However, the teenager still needs to eat to continue growing, representing business costs. So you allocate just enough of the pie to the teen to meet their needs and keep them healthy without excess food, aka limit unnecessary costs. This way, you ensure that the bodybuilder, profits, and the teenager, costs, get what they require to grow. So in other words, you want most of the pie going to the bodybuilder and only just enough going to the teen so that they can sustain growth. Profit margin is just a way to see how efficient a business is at turning its sales into actual profits. If the profit margin is high, it means that the company is keeping a larger portion of its revenue as profits. If it's low, a bigger slice of the pie is going towards covering expenses. And online programs have some of the highest profit margins of any business. Because 1, they can reach a wide audience without needing the same physical infrastructure costs as traditional schools, and 2, once the program content is created, it can be sold to as many students as there are people who use the internet without significant additional expenses. There's no need for large campuses, maintenance, physical resources, in-person attendance, etc. This scalability, coupled with such low overhead costs, contributes to the high profit margins in online education. Automation and digital delivery make it even easier to offer your program to a global audience rather than being limited to one school or location, further increasing the potential for gross profits. Profit margins for online programs typically range from 80 to 100%, which is crazy. So if you look at a digital product business like an online course compared to an e-commerce store which is selling physical products, you virtually have no cost of production apart from your hosting platform, which is where you're going to host your course. Whereas with physical products, you have the cost of manufacturing, shipping, handling, storage, etc. Your main cost is your upfront time, which is actually creating the content. And this is good, especially when you're starting out, because at this stage you probably have little to no capital or resources to invest. High profit margins allow you to reinvest back into your business or invest in exogenous resources to help you grow. You can afford to scale, hire staff, implement new software, and test new offers. High profit margins are king. Number 8, replace manual labor. An online program allows you to replace manual labor by multiplying yourself. So for example, you can leverage an online program to train your new employees or current team members. This is an incredibly great time-saving tool. So instead of having to train your staff individually face-to-face or having to pay someone else to do it, you can create an online program once and use that to train your employees every time you make a new hire. In this example, you're using an online program to replace the labor that you or one of your employees would have otherwise had to undertake to train new employees. You can also leverage online programs to automate tasks like onboarding. So instead of you or your team onboarding people one by one over the phone or face-to-face, you can put the onboarding process into a program. Similar to the previous example, this also saves time, resources, and money. So as you can see, online program creation is one of the most valuable skills you can have, not only to make money and sell, but to automate other parts of your life or business and make things 10 times easier and cheaper. A lot of business people talk about the 3 highest income skills you can have in business, which are sales/closing, copywriting, and digital marketing. But I believe there are 4, and online program creation is on this list. Like I've said before, but I want it to sink in. Courses and programs can be sold and used by everyone on planet Earth that has access to the internet. You can reach a global audience and establish yourself as an authority figure in your niche. There are no income caps, the sky is the limit. Online programs lead to so many opportunities in the way of joint ventures, partnerships, collaborations, etc. You can build a brand, you can build a business with 0 employees. The list is really endless. So as far as I'm concerned, online program creation is one of the highest income skills you can have. And the best part is, everything you need to create one is inside of you. You don't need years of experience or complicated distribution methods. Don't overcomplicate it. Leverage what you already know. Number 9, technological advantage. Technology today presents an opportunity to make a course so good that your competitors will start taking notes. At first, creating an online program may sound daunting, but with the recent release of AI and all the tools available to you now, it has become more accessible than ever. There are many tools out there now that you can leverage to streamline your online program business, especially when starting out. The great thing about online programs is that you don't need to be a tech genius or professional filmmaker to create a professional program. From hosting platforms, to marketing, to sales pages, to payment systems, almost everything can be done under one roof. Whereas you used to have a different app for payment processing, for sales pages, for email marketing, etc., which ended up costing a ton of money after combining everything. But there are softwares out there now that incorporate everything under one roof, which makes things much easier and cheaper. And you don't need to get caught up in this paradox of needing all this expensive camera gear either. It's just not necessary. You can use your phone to record your content if you wish. If you have an expensive camera setup that you're familiar with, then great. But just know it's not a must-have. The only things I'd recommend you get for your online program are a light, tripod, and teleprompter. However, if you're not planning to have your face on screen, then you won't need any of that. Like, I've bought into a $15,000 program where the creator never showed his face. There are also great tools that are easy to use, like Loom, that you can use to record your videos over a presentation, or you can simply use the screen recording feature on your laptop. There are many easy ways you can capture your content, even on a budget. Number 10, building communities. Being a part of an online community is like joining a club where individuals learning the same material can connect, interact, and assist each other. It's like having study buddies, but online. These communities offer a bunch of great benefits. People can connect with others who are tackling the same program material, and if they're ever confused about something, they can ask questions and get answers from fellow community members. Sharing thoughts and ideas with others in this community can give you and your students new perspectives and help you understand things more clearly. Whenever your students are feeling stuck on an assignment or a concept, the community is there to give them a boost and point them in the right direction. Plus, they'll find motivation and support from their virtual buddies who encourage them to keep going. This would take some of the pressure off you as the instructor. Once you've built a tight-knit community, your students will end up doing most of the support work for you. But beyond just learning, you'll meet new people who share similar interests, and this may open the doors to potential collaboration or partnership opportunities. An online program community brings a sense of togetherness, camaraderie, and a touch of excitement to your program. But for all this to work, it's important that you actively participate in the group, especially when first building it. The more people who regularly share their progress, successes, difficulties, and moments of insights, the more beneficial these community groups become. Consistent contributions help make the group more valuable, and it allows everyone to celebrate each other's achievements along the way. This inspires motivation and drive for the community members to advance in your online program. Community is really one of the most attractive features of an online program, and people often buy into an online program just for access to the community. This is a place that creates new friendships and provides accountability, support, reassurance, motivation, and more. Nowadays, people can learn a lot just by flicking back and forth between YouTube and the internet. But what people don't get through doing this is speed, support, community, accountability, and in-depth, step-by-step instructions on how to get from point A, where they are now, to point B, where they want to be. This is where your online course holds leverage over the free information out there. Number 11, Ascension opportunities. Ascension refers to the process of guiding customers from lower tier packages to higher value, more comprehensive packages as they progress in their journey. Contrary to the common misconception that sharing your entire process will get people to a point where they don't need you anymore, online programs actually do the opposite and foster a deeper connection with your audience. Online programs give people a taste of what you do. They get to see how you do things and the value that you have to provide. Instead of trying to do it all on their own, students often realize that your work is complex and time consuming, and as a result, they'll likely choose to work with you long term. And if you want students to be with you long term, you need to cater for this. This is why Ascension is so important. Luckily for you, online programs have so many opportunities for Ascension. Now, once your students reach a milestone, they'll be presented with their next problem. Problems never go away, right? They only upgrade. So as you reach new goals and continuously improve, you're presented with new and better problems. So as a teacher, coach, or mentor, it's your duty to have an offer for your students that solves for the next logical thing that they need to move forward. This is where Ascension comes into play, leading to higher tier packages for your students, in which ideally you'll have 3. The power of 3 strategy comes into play here, and I'll explain what that is in a future video. But for now, consider this pyramid model here. So you have a low ticket package, which is a do-it-yourself DIY option, appealing to those seeking affordability and autonomy. You have a mid-ticket package, which bridges the gap with a do-with-you DWY offer, catering to those needing more hands-on guidance. And you have a high-ticket package, which is more of a done-for-you DFY premium service, demanding a greater time commitment from you and thus allowing for higher prices. So as students progress up this pyramid, they receive greater personal investment from you, mirroring the increased value and cost. The lower packages can serve as stepping stones for those who are not ready for your premium program, nurturing their journey towards your more premium stuff. Your lower online program package simply showcases your knowledge and demonstrates your ability to help people, which further solidifies your role as a trusted mentor. And when faced with new problems, students will naturally turn to someone they are familiar with and that has helped them in the past. In this case, you. This is when you ascend them into the next stage of their journey. Think of your series of offers as the structure for the bridge to get them from where they are now to their dream outcome. The foundation for the bridge will be your lower ticket offer, the piles, which is what holds up the bridge, will be your mid-ticket offer, and the actual bridge itself will be your high-ticket offer. Number 12, limitless possibilities. You have an incredible canvas of knowledge waiting to be shared. Your life story, struggles, skills, expertise, and experiences are more valuable than you might think. Every hardship can become a valuable product. Every problem solved could be a potential product. Every experience you've encountered could be a product. Every skill you possess could be a product. So I could go on forever. Your unique talents and experiences can all be turned into valuable programs or valuable assets to bundle with your core program. Your life's challenges can transform into guidance for others during tough times, whether it's navigating difficult relationships, relocating, or completely transforming circumstances. Your ability to create is boundless. And remember, you don't need to be an original thinker. The power lies in articulating what you've learned and making it your own. Many of you drastically underestimate what you actually know. There are virtually no limitations on the stuff that you can teach. Your only constraint is your mind. I could think of 1,000+ online program ideas on the spot right now, but I'll list just a few to get your brain ticking. So if you speak another language, you can build 2 programs teaching 2 groups of people the different languages. There's 2 program ideas you get from 1 skill. If you're a landscaper or other trade worker, you can build a course around that. If you're a Google Sheets expert, you can train people on how to use that. You can teach people how to build websites, how to become a real estate agent. If you're an interior designer, you can help people decorate their homes depending on the vibe that they want to create. You can teach people how to get their homes ready for inspections. You can teach people how to run Facebook ads, how to lose weight and track their food, how to sell. You can give organization techniques. You can coach people on the hardships you've gone through, give relationship advice. You can teach hairdressing, cooking, parenthood, art, interior design, mum hacks, dating, spirituality, meditation, lifestyle, biology, longevity, business, confidence, public speaking. You can even find someone you know that is an expert in a specific topic and collaborate with them. They can then teach their knowledge to people, and you can just be the business person that puts the program together and sells it. The list is literally endless. Even if you have an idea similar to a program that's already available online, just figure out a way to make it faster, better, or easier for your audience. You can do what someone else is doing, just do it better, and in half the time, and you have a winning online program. There is always an area where your knowledge will stand out. Your teaching potential is virtually limitless. And there you have it, 12 reasons you should consider building your own online program in 2024. The online education industry is on its way to becoming $1 trillion industry by 2030, and you can grab your slice of that crazy huge pie. You just have to start. And if I can convince just one of you to get out of your comfort zone and take the chance, then my job here is done. So if you got any value at all out of this, please share it with someone who may be on the fence about whether they should build an online program. It might just be the nudge that they need to get off that fence. And if you want to see more content about how you can make money with your knowledge, then make sure to subscribe. Thanks for your interest in online education, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.